Mackenzie Shirilla. If you don't know that name, you soon will, because she is being talked about by a lot of people, especially over in the United States, after being the main focus of a documentary called The Crash on Netflix. So if you haven't watched it, get over there and watch it wherever you are. I watched it recently the other night, and essentially this is about a 17-year-old girl who apparently deliberately drove her boyfriend and his friend at 100 miles an hour deliberately into a building, killing them both, and of which she survived and lived to tell the tale. There's a lot more to it than that. The question being, what on earth, why would you do that? But so much more to it as well. Her defense is that she didn't do it deliberately. She had some kind of medical event. But she was tried in a court of law without a jury and found guilty on all counts, and she's now serving time in jail, which she's likely to be in jail for the rest of her life. So the question is, did she or didn't she do it deliberately? You have to watch the documentary to understand what this case is actually about. But we're going to find out. This is a psychic reading. I use oracle cards and I use tarot cards, and occasionally I get messages from spirit. I interpret these messages in my own way, and you may interpret them differently in your own way, and I encourage you to do so. At no point am I claiming any of this to be factual, or am I making any accusations. This is for entertainment purposes only. Let's do this.
The chain, who hides the evidence, who shifts the blame? Behind the badge, behind the smile, lies a ledger dripping vile, redding stains and twisted ties, a house of mirrors built on lies.
Mackenzie Shirilla. She's certainly got a, how do I put this? She's got an aura about her. There's definitely a strong energy around her. But I'm trying to leave that to one side from what I've seen already. Don't bring in any preconceived bias into this reading. I'm going to let the cards do the talking and hope that maybe spirit will help me along the way as well. So the first card is apology. I'm not yet over what happened, but an apology could begin to mend things. See, I could have jumped to that with that card to it being from one of the people that have passed. But actually, I don't think an apology would mend things on this occasion. But I do think it's about her. I think that card is about her. It's about her thinking she was owed an apology. I don't know who from. I 100%, before I even carry on, I'm getting psychopathic vibes from her. I'd love to know if anyone's actually done a psychopath scoring test on her, because I'd like to know what the results of that was, if they have. Date. I like you and I would love to get together to learn more about you. It's also come to light in the last couple of days that she's been running a sugar daddy website from prison. I presume she's been making money on it as well. So how do you do that from prison? Unless you have access to devices. I don't know. What do they have access to these days in jail? Do they have access to computers and laptops? And presumably they do, but it's crazy. It's just crazy to me. But anyway. Also, we have brag. I will always enthusiastically share my amazing things. Sorry, not my. Freudian slip. The amazing things happening in my life. Yes, she certainly will, and she certainly did. She was very prolific on social media. She kind of documented everything she did. Unashamedly, I will say. We got a very interesting snapshot of who she actually is before she did what she did. So it makes it very hard to believe what she says after the event, after you've seen the kind of person she is. Or tries to portray herself to be. But future. Our paths are destined to align, though the purpose may still be unclear. She was prepared to die. Gosh, that just gives you the level of the psychopathy within her, that the kind of thing I get is she threatens something, and if someone turns around and tells her she's crazy, or like, oh come on, you know, you're not going to do that, that actually makes her go, really fucking watch me. And it doesn't matter the level of the intensity of the thing that she's threatened. Oh, sorry guys. She will do it because she has to be right. Just to prove someone wrong, she will do it. Even if it means she's going to lose her life doing it. And that card is about, you know, I think in that moment when she, because as far as I'm concerned, she did do it deliberately. She knew what was the outcome. She knew that she was on her way to die. But at the same time, in that moment, she thought, yeah, I'm with him though. So no matter what happens, we're together. No fear, just rage. Your reflex should be, even at the very last second, to try and save yourself. No. She was so angry. Why was she so angry? She was so angry. We'll find out, because I think I'm going to be able to connect with one of the boys here, hopefully. Distraction. I will interfere with your goals and waste your time and energy. She's so angry. What was she so angry about? It's something petty. It's something really ridiculous. It's like not like anything major. It's just almost as if she felt like her boyfriend wasn't listening to her in that moment. Did you hear me? You're not listening to me. And she lost it. something really simple or petty like that, or yeah, her boyfriend ignored her for a split second. Maybe spoke over her and spoke to his friend as she was talking, or I don't know, but something triggered her. It's like that, because to get his attention, she put her foot on the accelerator, like, and the car's getting faster and faster and faster, and he's like, "What are you doing? What are you doing? Slow down! What are you doing? Are you crazy?" Like, and it's like it escalated from there. Just crazy. Unfriendly. Keep your guard up. We aren't friends, and I may have a hostile attitude. Yeah. And also there's evidence that again from the car recording device, whatever that's called, that the automatic gearbox was pulled into neutral but then went straight back into drive. So it's like almost like an attempt at trying to get the car to stop from someone, but she's rammed it straight back into drive to continue her mission. And I'm just getting flashes of, the reason I said that is because, interestingly, I don't think it was I don't think it was her boyfriend that tried to put the car into neutral. I think it was Davion in the back seat that's leaned forward at the same time as saying, "Oh my God, stop, you're going to kill us all." And she's said or thought along the lines of, "Keep your fucking nose out of it. It's got nothing to do with you." That kind of thing. Excuse my language. I'm just channeling her. It's a lot. It is a lot. So let's carry on, and I'm going to use the What Lies Beneath next. Copycat. Wow. Trash. Throwing away, getting rid of, tossing out. The copycat card is so interesting as well, because there's been one of her old cellmates who's no longer, I think they're out now, they were in jail, was interviewed and asked what she like in real life, sort of thing, and she said that she seemed to be I've forgotten her name, like the star of the movie Mean Girls. She's trying to kind of emulate her character, and she was always wearing full makeup and all that kind of thing. So that copycat card does make sense. I'm not sure what the trash card is about. I'm using the illustrated vocab flashcards next. What I'm getting is the fight that because her boyfriend was in the front with her. It's like the fight that he put up to stop. He knew what potentially was going to happen, and he did everything he could. Like I'm getting him trying to grab the steering wheel. He's trying to kick her leg off, or not kick her leg, but move her leg off the accelerator. It's just chaos. I wonder if, because there's actual video footage as well of the car going into the building, and it's crazy. It's like a torpedo, the speed it's going at. I was just going to say, I wonder if there's any possibility that they could slow that down in order to see anything going on inside the car, but I very much doubt it, to be honest. So we have drench. My friend drenched my hair in water to rinse out the paint. Soak, douse, steep to wet completely. I don't know what that's about. We also have suburb. So when you break down this word, it means, comes from two words, which means sub, which means near to, and urban, which is city. So suburb means near to a city, or on the fringes or the outskirts of a city, which I don't know if that's where it happened, if it was literally on the suburb of a city. It's drench and suburb. I'll do one more from this deck. Her parents are very, very interesting as well. Again, you'll understand when you watch the documentary, but I will be doing a reading. I'll be doing a reading on both of her victims, her boyfriend and his friend. I will be doing a reading on her parents. I'll be doing, I don't know, we'll see how this goes, because this one's got me. This one has got me. Even though she's in jail, and I feel like to a certain extent justice has been served, but she's not admitting it. So There's no remorse. And I don't feel like the victims have got their... They can't, you know, they're not happy. They can't rest yet. They're not happy with what happened. We have billow. Wow. Grey billows of smoke rose up into the sky. A moving cloud of smoke or steam. Enormous clouds of smoke billowed from the forest as the fire raged. It can either be used as a verb, to rise and move in a large mass, or it can be used... Sorry, two different versions of verb. To rise and move in a large mass, or billow like a sail when the wind is blowing. I wonder if that is really kind of alluding to the intensity of the impact the car made, that it was heard for quite some distance. I don't think the car ignited or anything, from what I've seen. The police officers that arrived at the scene made it seem like this had happened a while before they got there, and the car didn't look like it was burnt out or had been on fire. So I don't think there would have been a billow of smoke from the car, but just the impact, the sound of the impact would have made it sound like an explosion, and you can imagine it. People would have expected to see maybe a billow of some kind, but they didn't. The next deck I'm going to use is the Secrets Revealed True Crime Oracle. Just pulling a few cards from here. We have money. And debt. What has that got to do with anything? Is she making money in jail? If she is, that's pretty much not permitted. That's not legal. But then it happens all the time. People make money in jail all the time, and they have done since jails existed. But debt. Money and debt. I'm wondering if there was debt, if she was in debt for something, and I would say it was probably something to do with D-Rugs if she was, because she did enjoy a sort of fairly a fair variety of D-Rugs, and I wonder if she paid for her D-Rugs and that they were all up to date before this happened, because if they weren't, then who's going to foot the bill? Her parents? I would be surprised if her parents were also partakers, by the way. I shouldn't say that, but you'll understand why I've said that when you watch the documentary, and not because I'm not making any assumptions based on their, it's basically from what they've said about D-Rugs. They're very accepting of them, which means that they've probably done them in the past, or they are still doing them. I don't know, but money and debt is interesting, but we'll find out when I pull the clarifiers. Now, this deck is interesting because this is literally just a picture card deck. It's not an oracle deck. it's just picture cards. I don't know what its intent is, what it's designed for. Probably, I don't know. I don't actually know, but they're all very interesting images, and they invoke the intuition. So I'm going to use these and see what I get coming through, especially when I connect with spirit. These are great. I just keep forgetting I've got them. Okay, so we have they're quite surreal, these images. You have to kind of really think about them. So this is someone standing on water, tethered to a light bulb. And the questions that arise from this is he holding on to the light bulb because he doesn't want to let it go? Is he holding on to the light bulb because it's about to lift him up into the heavens above, and he wants, that's what he wants, that's what he's waiting for? Is that light bulb rescuing him from the water? Has he just been pulled out of the water? Or has this light bulb gone floating past and he's just managed to grab it? Because he needs the light. He was in darkness and now he sees the light. Literally. This it's definitely a connection to one of the boys. I need to, this thing with these cards, you really have to kind of give it time and then things come to you. So with these cards, you're going to want to pause and see what you get from them. But this is like a bubble. Someone in the bubble. It looks like they're walking. I'm trying to see whether they're walking up towards or away from fire. Okay. Interesting that I'm getting fire again, because it, as far as I could see, the car did not go up, it did not combust, it did not go up in flames. But yet this is a representation of someone walking away from the crash spiritually. So this to me is one of the boys. It could be both of them. It could be that one of them give me a moment. I feel like one of them passed before the other. I mean, they wouldn't very unlikely they would have passed at exactly the same time, and I understand that. But why am I getting burning? Because one of them passed instantly, and the other one, I don't like to say this because it's not nice to hear, but one of them suffered minimally, like for a very short time before they passed. But I'm getting like burning, and I don't know why. I don't understand. I don't know what the light bulb on the sea is about. It's like, nobody knows what it's like, you know, the moment we pass. What do we actually experience? What's the sensation? What does it feel like? But what this is making me feel like is literally like, I keep getting given the phrase, I felt like I was lifted to safety, or I felt like I was plucked up out of nowhere. Something picked me up out of nowhere. Shall I do another one of these, even though they're so like complex? Let's do one more. Also, one of the other thing these could represent is, because one is water and the other one's fire, is that, and I don't know their signs, but one of them could be a fire sign, the other one could be a water sign, or water and fire in their chart. So more fire for one of the boys and more water for the other one. And I don't know which is which, but wow. And then we have so you've got like the person at the bottom, which is the person holding their hand up wearing a glove. And there's this cage with all these masks. It's almost like he's wearing a mask and he decides which mask to put on every day. Which mask am I going to wear today? And this is about her. This isn't about one of the boys. This is a representation of who she was. She was say she wasn't herself, she was playing a part, but there's more to it than that. These masks could literally represent multiple personalities. There has to be something inherently wrong with you to do what she did. There has to be something wrong with her mental capacity. But at the same time, when you watch the documentary, you don't get the feeling that she has borderline personality disorder or schizophrenia or whatever you want to call it. It's more, there's something else going on there. And I suppose psychopathy is a mental disorder. That's the only thing I can really, you know, I can really give her is that. It's a little bit chilling, but let's do the tarot. Decide which one. Let's do the out of hand tarot to clarify. Right, what cards do I need to clarify? What's the trash card? Trash, throwing away, getting rid of, tossing out. Did her parents get rid of stuff like after she was, you know, or while she was in hospital? Did they deliberately get rid of stuff that could have incriminated her? I don't know what, but Two of Wands. Ideas, plans, thoughts. She threw it all away. Sounds obvious, but that's... And the copycat card comes in with the Seven of Cups. She has got, even though I'm picking up, you know, psychopathy around her, she's got so many different... I'll tell you what it reminds me a little bit of. Is even though this character was far more likable than Mackenzie Shirilla, if you've ever watched, oh goodness, what was that? What was that show called? 1 second. Killing Eve. If you've ever watched Killing Eve, the character that was played by Jodie Comer, Villanelle. So if you haven't watched it, please go and watch it. It's one of the best things that's ever been created. She gives me that kind of vibe, like the Villanelle vibe, but Villanelle was a nice, even though absolutely ruthless killer. There was just something about her that made you kind of you know, you there was empathy there. You could empathise with her. I don't know why or how. She's such an amazing actress. So that's what I'll say about Mackenzie, is that sort of ability to adapt and change and morph, and but I'm not getting empathy for her. That's the only thing, is that she's... I don't, to be honest with you, I don't know enough about her, and I haven't spent any time with her. I haven't experienced her for long enough to kind of decide whether I have empathy for her or not. But from what I've seen, I don't feel empathy. She doesn't draw you to her. You're not attracted to her the way you would be with Villanelle in Killing Eve. But anyway. So, let's see. What's this drench card about? Because that's really strange. That feels like an outlier. Drench. Page of Pentacles in reverse. And Five of Cups in reverse. She doesn't regret it. She doesn't feel a sense of loss or bereavement. Let's find out what the money and the debt is about. Whose money is it? Whose debt is it? Page of Cups reversed. I'm assuming that's her. Let's find out what her zodiac is. She's a Leo. Yes, could have guessed that she was a fire sign. The Star reversed. Unless this is about, and it may well be that the family or families of the deceased have been trying to claim compensation for what happened. And they would have to claim that from Shirilla, but who pays for it? Her family. So, I don't know if any money's been awarded. I do get, as I said, one of them felt like a water sign. I'm getting water sign again for one of the people that have passed. The star could be Aquarius as well, so I don't know if there's one of them's Aquarius or they have Aquarius as their sun, moon or rising sign. These cards, these picture cards, I could, you know, get lost in them right now, but I know that that would probably frustrate a few people. Just pull out the last couple of cards. Six of Swords. I cannot imagine the absolute intensity of fear and terror that those two poor boys were feeling before the impact. Because that's what that card is giving me. It's giving me absolute horrendous terror and then peace. Instant peace. Well, one of them had instant peace. One of them felt like they were aware of the impact and then feeling like they were plucked up and out of the car upwards, which is really strange. Almost like a you know those fairground machines where the claw grabs it and pulls it upwards. It's like that. I'm not saying obviously that didn't actually happen. That's how they experienced their passing, which is strange. I don't know what the fire's about. I mean, if anyone knows, if there was, it knows anything more about the case, whether there was any, even if it was an electrical fire or something like that within the car after the impact or during the impact, let me know, because I'm sensing fire or burning, but it didn't, you know, if that's one of the victims, they've been aware of it. It's not like they've burned. They've just been aware of being of a fire. I don't know how to, it's not, they're not in the fire, they're not being burned, but they're aware of fire, and then it's peace. The Hierophant. So literally, well, not literally, but I'm being given the writings on the wall. But what that means is that there's evidence which is in writing, whether that's text messages or physical writing. Do kids that age even do any physical writing anymore? That would allude to the fact that it's almost like something in her wanted to kill. No, it's not like that. It's not like a premeditated need to kill. It was the power of it. It was the knowing ultimately she, as anyone does, but she had a very strong awareness that she had the power to put an end to everything. She had the power to put an end to people. She had the power to put an end to herself. She had the power to press the stop button, the stop and the delete button. Not, like I said, not just on herself, on other people. And it's something that most people don't even think about. But she was very aware of that. It's like the president walking around with the football, the big button that we hope that it never gets pressed. He's aware of it. He knows it goes everywhere he goes. He knows that one day, possibly, that, he might need to press that button. that's how she operates. That's how she thinks. That's how she's constantly aware of the power to do that, which everyone has at the end of the day. Anyone can do that. Anyone can get in a car and do what she did if they have that mental capacity. So yeah, it's an interesting one. Let me know what your thoughts are on this, guys, if you're new to this or if you've been hoping I was going to do a reading on this, because I do get the feeling if you don't know about it yet, you are going to know about it. I don't know how long it's going to be in circulation, because at the end of the day, the trial has happened. She's been incarcerated, but it is something that we need to talk about, you know? And it would be nice to get some messages from those poor boys. But let's see. Thanks, guys, as always. Thanks for your love, your support, your encouragement, and your engagement that I return to you tenfold. Until next time, enjoy the journey.